Detective Ethan Cole was having his morning coffee in his office when his phone rang. The voice on the other end belonged to the maid at the mansion of the famous businessman Charles Whitmore. The woman said her boss had been locked in his study and was not responding. Cole rushed to the scene. Whitmore Manor was one of the oldest and grandest buildings in the city. High iron gates, wide gravel driveways, and heavy Gothic-style furniture gave it a somber air. When he arrived on the scene, the staff were waiting anxiously outside the door. The door to the study was locked, and there was no sound coming from inside. When one of the maids came to call her boss for breakfast in the morning and got no answer, she panicked and asked the housekeeper for help. When he failed to open the door, he called the detective. When the door opened, the lifeless body of Charles Whitmore was found inside. He was lying on the floor next to his desk. There was a large impact mark on his head, and a heavy metal ashtray was lying next to him. Detective Cole examined the room carefully and noticed some interesting details. There was a teacup on the table, but the tea in it had hardly been drunk. He noticed a small piece of glass on the carpet. He immediately looked carefully at the windows of the room. They were closed, but there was a faint handprint on one of the panes. Detective Cole began questioning the three suspects in the house. The suspects were Charles Whitmore's wife, Catherine Whitmore, an elegant and aloof woman in her 40s. Charles went into the study last night at about 10 p.m. When I didn't see him at breakfast this morning, I sent for the maid. When she couldn't open the door, we notified the butler and immediately called the police. The butler, Leonard Miller, in his 50s, meticulous, and a longtime servant to the family. Mr. Whitmore worked in his room for hours every night. I became worried when he still hadn't left the room at 8 a.m. I checked the door and found it locked from the inside. I couldn't open it in any way, so I called the police. Driver Thomas Evans, 35 years old, serious and unflappable. I was in the garage cleaning the car at 7:30 a.m. When I heard what had happened, I rushed inside. Mr. Whitmore was an introverted man. I don't think he had any enemies. Detective Cole analyzed all these details and soon realized who the killer was. Who do you think killed Charles Whitmore? In the next video, we will catch the culprit with Detective Cole. Leave your guesses in the comments. Don't forget to follow and turn on notifications for more.